Hey, good morning. It's Dr. Shirley. How are you today? I am here today to talk about oil. I love educating people and I love all the great feedback that you guys give me. It's really, really nice. I get special messages. And you know what? My whole objective is to teach people a little bit so you can start to make some changes day by day, bit by bit. It doesn't have to be a big overhaul, but especially with food, you can really just start to change some things out. We've talked about toothpaste before. We've talked about milk and butter. And today we're talking about oils. If you want to know more about me, I'm a doctor of naturopathy and I've been helping people get well naturally for about 30 years. I have a degree in health and wellness counseling. I'm a certified herbalist. I have been, I'm doing yogi things now, all kinds of cool stuff. And so part of my service work is to share the information that I have with you. And this is one of the vehicles I do so. And if you're wanting to learn more, I also put out a newsletter about twice a week. So you can go to my website, which is drshirleysays.com, and you can register and actually get my free book. I have a best-selling book that I wrote a couple years ago. It's called Healthy, Lean, and Sexy at Any Age. And who doesn't want that, right? So it's a full book, and it's became a bestseller, internationally, which was kind of cool. But I shared that with you for free. It's been converted to a PDF format, so read it and learn. And I would love to have you enjoy that. And hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, Monroe, it's nice to see you from the Philippines. Hey, Lori, Teddy, always a pleasure. I learn a lot from you as well too. So let's get right into this. Let's talk about canola oil. What the heck is it? It's not an oil. There's no canola plant. Okay, this actually came from a manufacturer in Canada, hence the can. Can oil is really what this is all about, and it's a manufactured oil that actually was developed from the rapeseed plant. And you may not have heard of the rapeseed plant before because it was really back in the 50s, kind of decided that nobody liked the taste of this. It was just a little too strong. It was a little too sour, and people just didn't eat it. So they got this great idea that they could process the crap out of it and make some oil. So that's what really what they did. So rapeseed in itself, actually is very full of omega-3s and has a lot of really good components in it. But what happened was then they started to manufacture and to press it and to take out all the good stuff out of it. And this is actually what Monsanto does. So Monsanto had bought this Canadian oil company. So what you'll find is the canola oil, comes from Canadian oil. And this is where this started. So scientists put this together. They found that it was processed with something called hexane, and hexane is actually the vapor part of gasoline, all right? This stuff is for real. I mean, really, there's nothing good about Monsanto. You can't even believe the crap that they do, to our food supplies. And that's why I get so outraged, about all of this. So yeah, thank you for the feedback. I appreciate that. So let's talk a little bit about why this is dangerous. So this has started about, there's no such thing as organic canola oil, believe it or not, okay? It is something that has been put together just for manufacturing, and I'm all about organics. It's all, that I eat, but canola oil is something we should always stay away from. But the thing is, it's in so many things we don't even realize. If you're someone that goes to buffets or eats any processed food whatsoever, every bottled salad dressing has canola in it. So you can look, it's on the label, but if you're eating out, you may not know that it's there. So it's made from that rapeseed oil, as I said. FDA has even said that it is dangerous. Not that I love the FDA because I think they're they've got people from the Monsanto on their board, so go figure with that. In 1985, they determined that this was a oil that was dangerous to infants. They had to take it out of the baby food, the baby formula and all this that they were giving it. It was not good for over the age of 2 years old. So the FDA said it was dangerous for babies, but somehow it's okay for us? Apparently so, because it's freely distributed in a zillion-dollar industry. It actually makes your membranes more rigid. These are getting into some of the health things. When our membranes become rigid, we've got cells. Our cells make up our tissues. You've heard me say this. The tissues make up our systems, organs make up the systems make up the body. So all of our health is starting at the cellular level. So if we don't have cell permeability, and that's where, nutrients can come in and oxygen can come in and waste can come out. There's a whole back and forth kind of a dance that goes on there. But when there's a rigidity, that's when degenerative diseases start, because the cells can't really detoxify and the good stuff cannot get in. And it increases what's called our free radicals. You've heard me talk about those before. Free radicals are kind of these errant cells that run around. I use the comparison like a Pac-Man, the old Pac-Man, where they're going out and they're kind of attacking. They're looking for partners to partner up and to kind of attack and to break down our cells. So canola oil is an oil that creates an environment where there are a lot more free radicals, and you'll see how that kind of plays out. So the hydrogenated oil, is an oil. This turns into hydrogenated oil, and it's going to turn into, because it has been cooked and baked and processed at a very, very high temperature. And what this does, again, is creates inflammation inflammation in our body. So yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, all of these canola oils are also 90% GMO. Okay, 90% of them are made in GMO, and we found that when things are GMO, and that's a whole nother video, but 19 studies have shown that they disrupt both our liver and our kidney functions. Okay, our bodies have a hard enough time as it is dealing with all the crap that's out there just in the environment. So why introduce something that's going to put damage to your liver and damage to your kidneys? So you just want to stay the heck away from this. It's also been shown to raise heart disease, and how so? It raises your triglycerides. Okay, these are fats are going to start to accumulate. Most fats will start to accumulate like in a high cholesterol kind of a situation when we have inflammation. So if there's inflammation, just picture your veins, arteries like an old hose in the August sun. It's going to get cracked, and when those are cracked, okay, then the cholesterol comes along, and cholesterol is very good for the body, actually. Okay, you heard it here. It comes along and it helps to repair. It's kind of like you're putting cement on some cracks and repair. But the problem is, if there's more inflammation, there's more cholesterol buildup, and all of a sudden you've got this occlusion. Blood and oxygen can't get through. The thing breaks through, and boom, you've got a stroke or heart attack. Okay, so cholesterol is a good thing, but it's not good when there's inflammation, because then our body accumulates too much in important areas. The other thing that this canola oil has been shown to do is to decrease our brain function. Okay, it impairs memory, it impairs brain function, cognitive thinking. All right, and even in children, which I'll share in just a minute, it's been shown to be associated with hypertension. Okay, with your high blood pressure, and also associated with strokes as well too, for that exact reason that I just said. A stroke is going to happen when you've got an occlusion, within your vein, and it pops loose, goes there, and boom, goes into your brain, and that's the end of your day and the end of your life. And maybe it's not, but living with a stroke, can be very, very challenging. Some recover, most do not fully, recover. Can we avoid this? Yes, this is just one thing that you can do to avoid this. The other thing that it's going to do is going to compromise all of your organs. So not just the kidney, not just the liver, but there's going to be a detrimental effect, again, from the cell permeability, standpoint, and also for the inflammatory standpoint. So every time you take canola in, your body's like, oh crap, why'd you do that? Didn't you have a better choice? Couldn't you do better? I mean, think about it. This is your body. Why would you want to put stuff in that isn't good, especially when there's a choice? Okay, there's choices, and I'll share that with you as well too. And soybean oil. Yeah, our soybean, Teddy says, same with soybean oil. And so true. I think it's like same thing, 90% of our soybean production is also GMO, so soy products are like, stay away from them too. The other thing that's going to do is that they've shown that there's a compromised growth factor with children, okay? So when they have canola oil, which is even in things like, some granola bars and these, cookies, you just look on there. I mean, it seems very innocuous, like, oh, what's the big deal? It's canola oil. But, again, Canadian oil, GMO, crap for your body. You don't want your kids having it. It can stunt their growth, and it can stunt their development as well too, both physical and cognitive abilities. One of the other things that it does is deplete your vitamin E, and vitamin E is so important for your body. It's really important for your heart. I've been taking it every day for about 30 years, and because it's been shown to help prevent heart attack. It's really good for your skin. It's good for your hair. It's good for the cell permeability that I talked about. So taking this canola oil is going to deplete your vitamin E. So again, these are not good trade-offs, right? You wouldn't say that. It's been shown to shorten the life of animals. So I guess we haven't done human studies on shortening life, but all these other cancers are associated with it too. It decreases our platelets. Okay, and our platelets have a lot to do with our immune system function. So that's why you have more disease like cancers and things along those lines. Because if you have a weakened immune system, then our bodies cannot fight. So you have things like your T cells and your NK, which are natural killer cells, and they go out and kind of wipe up all the garbage, and they've got a lot of job. They have a big job to do every single day. So you putting canola oil in your body stresses out your organs and stresses out your cells, and they don't like you, and they won't be good to you. Okay. One of the things that has been shown, and studies have shown, that it does increase, lung cancer, and I did say it increases your inflammation, and inflammation is at the root of most all disease. Okay, there's a lot. You read a lot about acid and alkaline. Teddy knows a lot about this, but when your body is in an acidic state, all disease thrives. So it's kind of like the pH that you learned, back in 7th, 8th, or 9th grade, whenever that is. And when you're learning about pH, you learn that disease will grow in an acid environment. And what makes your body acid? Things like, a lot of things that we like, coffee, alcohol, sugars, meats, cheeses. Those things can create an acid environment. Alkaline environments can be more fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, foods that are live. Okay, so foods that are live are good for you. Foods that are dead are not necessarily so. Now, there's other things, and I'll talk about this keto diet on another thing, because I am doing a keto program, and I'm really, really happy about that. So I'll share that another time. But no good keto program or any good health program does not include, canola in any way whatsoever. And then that last thing it's going to do is going to create what's called arterial calcification. Okay, and when there's arterial calcification, you just break that down. Arterial is arteries, calcification is calcium. So calcium can build up in our blood, and when we have that build up, then you also have, it can lead into things, like arthritic situations or heel spurs or, bone spurs, and you can have too much, like even kidney stones are related to not having too much calcium. And most of the problem is because you don't have enough magnesium. So my guess is, I didn't research this, but by doing the work on this, it tells me that canola reduces your magnesium. Okay, so we only have excess calcium in our body when there's not enough magnesium. So if you're taking 1,000 milligrams of calcium, you need to have at least 500 of magnesium. You also need to have a good calcium. Like calcium carbonate is just crap. It's like you might as well just eat some chalk. You've got to have a good magnesium that's going to be absorbable, because it doesn't matter what you take. If it's not getting in, it's not being absorbed, it's not going to do your body any good whatsoever. Okay. And Lori asks, disclosure. Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty bad. I'm going to talk, I'll do a whole other show on in-depth oils, but some of the ones off the top of my head are going to be, first of all, coconut oil. Okay. You can take that. When I travel around the world on a regular basis. I bring coconut oil, for my hair. I bring it for my face. I bring it for sunscreen. It's also good for sex. It's all natural. It's good for your teeth. It's good for, just about everything in your body. So coconut oil is wonderful, for cooking, whether you're cooking, fish, or whether you're making a coconut curry dish. It's, a wonderful way to get in your medium chain amino acids, which are so good for our brain, okay, and so good for our skin and the softness and for our heart. So coconut oil is a wonderful, wonderful cooking oil, okay. Oh, this is cute. Oh, damn, I just bought a large one. Yeah, right. Take it back. I mean, you could do that. You know what else is very good is avocado oil. And avocado oil has a light flavor. Avocados are so good for you. I mean, they are very high in your good fats. You may have seen this on some of these keto ads that fat is back. Well, you know what? It is, okay? When we started taking fat out of our diet, maybe 15, 20 years ago, that whole low-fat craze, people got fatter, right? That's when people got fat, because they started eating too much sugar. So fat does not make you fat. So avocado oil, I have a quarter of an avocado every morning in my protein drink. I make a drink that has avocado, has coconut oil, and, it has some good pure protein and teeny tiny, bit of carbohydrates and sugar. But there's so much. Yeah. And yes, Lori, olive oil, absolutely. You want to get a good olive oil. You want to get a cold pressed olive oil. There's a huge olive oil scam that goes on from Italy, where they, and it's not the Italians. I love Italy. I've been there many, many times, and the olive oil, really right from the trees is just just your palate just comes alive. But there's olive oil that is sold that is not cold pressed, and it's just packaged that it's good. So you want to get a good quality olive oil. We go to sometimes some of the Italian markets to get it, and believe it or not, Aldi's, one of my new favorite stores, has a really good, well-priced, organic, cold pressed olive oil that is from Italy. But that's in Greece too. Those are two great places. In Spain's another place to get it from, so worth paying a little bit more for. And then sesame oil is good too. We do a lot of Chinese type cooking, and can be a strong flavor, but a little bit of sesame oil is very good for you, and another good oil for you, to cook with as well too. So that's it for today. Again, thank you for joining me. If you like this video, if you would put a comment in here, that would be great, because we all know how Facebook works. You get a comment and more people see it. And my mission is to educate people like I'm doing today. I own the Dr. Shirley Body Scan Center here in Rochester, New York. I'd love to see you. I also do phone consultations. And my mission is really service and natural health. So thanks for tuning in. And if you want to learn more from me, then you can go to my website at drshirleysays.com. So thanks so much, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye now. Bye, Lori.